Hey, we're here on the Maxim. We are going to change our engine oil. Can save some money doing it. We got about 50 bucks wrapped up in it. All right. We bought a couple gallons of the oil. That is the Quicksilver oil, and so it's recommended by Mercruiser. Got a couple different wrenches. All right, to get the oil filter off. An extra place to put some extra oil, because we know we can't get it all into the empty gallon. We're going to have a funnel to get the oil in and out. And we have the fluid evacuator here. It sucks the oil up. So the first thing you want to do is warm your motor up. Now remember, this engine sat for 4 years. So we ran it some. I probably put about an hour and a half on the meter. Now we're going to start it up, warm it up. Once we get it warm, we'll pop this thing up and we'll show you how to change the oil. We're also going to have a roll of paper towels, some rags, and some plastic bags to catch the oil from the oil filter, because that's always an issue on boats, trust me. A little dawn in the bilge doesn't hurt you either. So don't forget, like and subscribe. Here we go. Let's start her up. All right, the great thing, fuel injected. Turn the key, listen to it run. Turn the bilge blower on, listen to it run. And there's life, just like that. No pumping, no touching the throttle. I'm gonna let her warm up a little while we get our other stuff together. All right, so to start out, we're gonna suck oil out. Pull our dipstick up. You can see oil on the dipstick looks very clean. The way this sucker works a couple different ways. One way is to tuck this tube down this hole right here, which if it goes down good, we'll do that. If it doesn't, we'll swap to the other process. Well, the other process you can use with this, take this tube out. And pull this rubber piece down. Use the rubber piece, seal this off, and start pumping this handle. So once that's in, on the sucker here, there's the sucker, you pump the handle. You can now see the oil coming up the pipe. See bubbles in it, we just gotta keep pumping it. Basically, I got a good vacuum on this, and she's pulling the oil up. You can hear it go in there. Now, while that does that, we can come over here, work on the filter. Here's your oil filter, all right? We're gonna go make sure we've got the right one before we take this one off. All right, so here we've got our oil filter. You can see the number there. You look on the box we bought, see if the number's the same. 35866. Yep, the number is a match. So we know that this is the same filter as that one. See? All right, we will put some oil on here when we put this in. So we're gonna break this loose. First thing we're gonna do is put a rag lightly through here, because we want to catch any drippage at all. You don't want any oil in the bilge. Number two is to get some bags under here, like this. Kind of got to see where your bag goes in, and you get that underneath there like that. That's how I usually do it. You can try to do this by hand. It looks like I could get it by hand. Look at that, got it by hand. Sometimes you get it by hand, sometimes you don't. Go real easy. This oil should have drained back to the block, but you gotta be careful. All right. Okay, we got a little oil. See a little oil come out. That's okay. Woo. Turn it over like that. Stand that up like that. Don't let it spill over, all right? Get your paper towels and start absorbing the oil that sits in here. Again, you don't want to get any oil in the water, so you've got to be real careful here. And then we got to pump this some more to get more oil up the... All right, we can see what we got there. What I'm going to do is get this bag out of here first. All right, bring the bag up, tuck the bag in on itself so that we're sealed up. You got a little excess on the outside of your bag. Wipe this off. All right, so our oil filter's out. We've spilled very little oil at this point, if any. Set that somewhere not on your carpet. You can wipe the rest of this off. When you want to put your new filter, you want a little oil on here. So I'm just going to set it up right there. Pour a little oil right on it. Woo, there we go. I can put a little with my finger on here. And you turn this over to put it on here like this. And run it down till it touches. When it touches, note where the label is. Try to get it 3/4 of a turn. That's half. That's 3/4. There we go, that's about 3/4. So come in here, wipe off any excess oil from the gasket. All right, there we go, we're pretty good. You can see how we got oil on our rag where we drip. So now we got no drippage to the bilge. That's why we use the rag, okay? We'll take a paper towel and wipe a little more, just to be sure that there's not leakage here when we start it up. All right, we'll go back to sucking out the oil. That's how you change the filter on the remote. If it was underneath, you'd be laying in the bilge getting at it down on the side of the motor. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. And when she gets down near the end, hear all that gurgling? This is tight. We're sealed up. We're sealed up here, but we're getting air up there. That means our oil is about out. We kind of slide this hose in a little bit more, move it around. See how we twisted it a little? We're catching a little more oil now. You'll never get it all out, but you want as much as you can. Sometimes your hands get kind of slippery. In a little farther. Looks like that's going to be about it. Oh, we know we're leaving probably close to 1 quart in the bottom of that pan, all right? you can see we positioned our hose so it'll drain into the bucket there. Now we're going to put a gallon of oil in or thereabouts. It's about what we took out. So we left a quart in there because it's a 5-quart system. So, but it was a little low too before we started. So there you go. So let's put the oil in. All right, so get the oil cap off here. Kind of wipe the opening there so you don't get anything in there. Our funnel. We got our open gallon of oil. Gonna pour our oil in there. We'll put this gallon in and then we'll check it on the stick and then we'll fire it up, check it again. Kind of leave that sit there, it'll drain. Let's get the dipstick back in and see how much oil we got. Dipstick off, push it down the hole, see what we've got. Gotta figure out which way. Sometimes dipsticks have to be turned a certain way to go down the hole. There we are, we're in with the dipstick. No, that's filled. This is stopped draining. Put that here. So we'll put our used oil back in the gallon there in a minute. Pull this up, see where we're at on the stick. All right, you can see that's a shade over full. But keep in mind that we haven't run the engine and the filter's bone dry. And again, you got to remember which way the stick goes in. Apparently in this boat, it only goes in one way. We're going to take our funnel out. Put our oil cap back on so we can start our engine. And we want to get this in because you don't want this falling in your thing. All right. I'm gonna go start her up. Stay tuned. Oil. And we'll go check the oil again, see where we're at now. Probably should get a new dipstick. This one's got a cracked head. Pull the dipstick up and looks like we're just a shade over the full mark, so that's perfect. Get a piece of paper towel. I always do a little bit of wiping down on stuff, a little bit of inspection here. You get your paper towel, make sure nothing's leaking. Got drive oils at the add mark, but that's okay. So there's the easy way to change your oil on yourself. Make sure you've got these tools. I didn't need them because the filter wasn't over tightened, but lots of times it will be. Right to tight, left to loose. Remember, if it's underneath the motor and you're looking from the top, it's actually reverse of what you think. Hey, don't forget like and subscribe, post notifications on. Catch you in the next video. We got more stuff for the Maxim 2400 SCR coming up.